Travis Wingood's home. Ishmael. It's a Bible character. He's the son of Abraham through Hagar, who was the slave girl of Queen Sarai, before her new name. And also, he's the father of the women who married Lehi's sons in the Book of Mormon. And so, the Hebrew, Paleo-Hebrew, meaning, this is an exclusive video, because remember, I'm the one who deciphered Paleo-Hebrew. So nobody else is going to give you this information unless they've read my material and have learned from it. And I hope that's the case. But academia wants me to upgrade to find out about mentions. I'm not upgrading, please. I know the Russians trying to figure all this out. Haven't heard from them lately. Heard from them years after 2017. And it's just the other month when I finally got up to finishing the vocabulary, and then the full history. Academia sent me a Gmail saying that they were going to mention me on 10 other papers, trying to get them to fall for the scam since I'm not. So, Ishmael is spelled with the, in Paleo-Hebrew, mind you. If you're going to go to Psalm chapter 119, which this program is not the beta version, and so it has weird numbers in its place, I believe. Psalm 119. Yeah. It's generic A, B, etc. For Gimel, G, D, H, V. It depends on whether it's Aramaic or Hebrew, whether it's a Vav or a Wa. But that's unimportant. So don't trust this to get you the figures on this. And so what you have is the Z for Zeta, the Greek letter Zeta. Like Zeus? Yeah, because I'm the one, having deciphered Paleo-Hebrew, was then able to discover. Dear God, every time I do a video, noise escalates. Without fail. And previously I've been doing section videos, trying to stop foul mouths. I hope I deleted it in the last video. But it wasn't me, and it hopefully was muffled. But yeah, but that's the Hebrew god Yah, which is the Greek god Zeus. They're exactly the same. It's just the Hebrews, the Israelites, whatever you want to call them, prior to the captivities, had different stories about them. And so that's why they're so different, even though they're pictorially the same. Then you have the W, which is the water symbol. Oh, Yah, by the way, is the Z. It's the line on top is for heaven, line on the bottom for earth. Yeah, creation. And then in the middle, firmament, which is the air. And so Yah refers to his name at the creation in Genesis chapter 1, where I've told you he got the new name Yahweh with his completion of it. If you remember that video I did for you. And so he's the creator. The creator God. And there's Father Yah and Son Yah. When you follow Joseph Smith's Hebrew translation of Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, he's a translator. That's why I went into this, was to find out if Joseph Smith was right or not. Because if he's not a translator, he's a fraud. We don't have the plates, so I couldn't test the Book of Mormon. But he did other stuff. He did Egyptian and he did Hebrew. And he's almost spot on. He's made some errors. But, I'll give him a break. Because certainly Nelson is not a translator. So, the W is the water symbol from Egyptian. And so it can refer to the heavenly waters or the earthly waters. Like I went over in my vocabulary, multiple levels of translation are available from this. It says the picture is worth 1,000 words. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. And then the M is a W at the top and a J stroke. J stroke is for humans. And waters at top, waters pouring over the head of a man. That's the priest symbol in Egyptian. And then the sun symbol.
Can't hide the food. You got to
So you're already dropping your jaw already?
That's a lot of stuff.
And so then L, that's the Canaanite deity El, God. The generic word for God. Although I think he was an actual God. Can't recall a document or a clay tablet that portrayed El offhand. It's been a while. And so what you have is Yah, and then you have, that's the prefix determinative. And so Yah is to be understood here. Then you have the SH and M, or SM, Shem. That's name. He's the son of Noah, Shem. And the hidden name is Amen. And it's confirmed because they put in a suffix determinative of the universal symbol of the sun. It's Amen. So Yah is Amen in the name. And so Abraham calls his firstborn son Yah, Amen, the name. Isn't that awesome? He knew. But as Ishmael grew up, Sarah was jealous, wanted a kid of her own to be the birthright blessing son. And so the birthright blessing was usurped from Ishmael to Yitzhak, mocking laughter, which then gave birth to Jacob, who got the new name Israel. Not let God prevail, but Yah, Prince of God, which means Jacob usurped the birthright blessing from Esau, and now will have the mortal Christ through his seed, his lineage, his genealogy. Gen refers to sexual reproduction, offspring. So the other day in the news, there was a papyrus fragment dating to 700 BCE that had the name Ishmael on it. And I hope I remember to put that in here as part of the footnote, or the thumbnail for the video. They took the picture on an angle, and so it's difficult to read the text because they did it that way. But apparently Ishmael's in there somewhere. The font is quite doctorish. Doctor scribbles his name and nobody can understand it but the secretary or the receptionist, whoever puts the information in the files. And so Ammon is getting replaced by Isaac, to have Ammon come through Jacob, through Joseph, who also usurped it from Reuben, seer of the sun. Yeah, seer of the sun, not Ra, the sun god. But Esau, yeah, he used, fun stuff. So I can get to another video, hopefully. We're going to be at 6 o'clock, aren't we? We had a new guy fill in today, much better, but yeah, took me away from doing things. And so Ishmael, the father of the daughters who married Lehi's children. Well, Lehi, as we learn from the brass plates, and if nobody knew, the brass plates are in the Book of Kings. Has anybody not figured that one out yet? Do Mormon apologists not tell you ex-Mormons this? Are they keeping it a sacred secret? Brass plates. 28 found. 1 Kings 7:30. And plates of brass. Had 4 brazen wheels and plates of brass. Oh, that's it? Thought there was more. But yeah, it is interesting. It's a vehicle, like a chariot or something like that. Oh man, I must be getting addicted to the cough drops, because when I go off of them, I'm coughing up a storm. I'm trying to wean myself off, and it's not letting me. But yeah. And so Ishmael, if you now understand that the Book of Mormon is encoded after the learning of the Jews' manner of prophesying, as it tells us it is, and yet the church lies to us. I need to do a preview conference video also, if YouTube will allow me to. And so what you have is Lehi, we find out on the brass plates, comes through Joseph, through Manasseh. Yeah, Manasseh. Because the birthright blessing was usurped by Ephraim. I did the lesson for Sunday school this year. The usurpations of the birthright blessing. And then then what you have is Ishmael came through Ephraim. And so he's of the usurped birthright blessing, as the son of Abraham was usurped by Isaac. You see what they're doing here in the Book of Mormon? It's hilarious once you understand that Joseph Smith Sr. knew Hebrew. He was a Jewish mystic, which means initiated in the temple ritual knowledge, the mysteries of God. And do you notice? I finally figured out how I can get my hair washed. Such a relief. So I realize I probably should do it again soon. But the amount of hair that's been falling from me, and you say, well, you're already bald. Yeah, well, there's still more hair. Like Homer Simpson, those 3 hairs, when they fall out, yeah, that's me. And so that's what you have, is the uniting of the 2 families to give birth to the future Nephites, who are the kings of the Nephites. Nephi marries the daughter of Ishmael. They have a baby. The baby becomes the king. And he's called Nephi, because that's what he says was done. Or somebody says they were done in that manner. And then, of course, the rewritten 116 pages were rewritten as 1st and 2nd Nephi to correspond with 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th Kings in the Old Testament. Which 1st and 2nd Samuel is what you understand for Kings. And that's why Nephi appears to Joseph Smith, not Moroni. It's because the Christ, Amen, son at noonday, appears to Joseph Smith and talks to him about the Amen, son at noonday, who's going to appear in the latter days. And I did the video. His new name in the Great and Abominable Church Temple of Angels is going to be Nephi, which just blows my mind. And like I told you, if you're a Mormon and you're going, I'm the man like Moses, well, did you follow the checklist? Do you meet every single thing, or do you have to force it, like Brian David Mitchell did, and others who had to force it? You can't force it. You either are or you're not. And there's a long, long checklist. And any little thing and you're disqualified. Because the Jews were that specific. And Jesus, wrong name, not him. Moving on. It's that simple. One thing doesn't work, you're not him. Why should we go through the whole list if you missed one? And so, yeah, that's what I did with you in the video where I went over the prophets. Is it Nelson? Nope, wrong name. Not him. And so none of them are sun god. None of them qualify. But I don't think I did it with the name. I tried to be a little more lenient and try where they were born. And only Gong? I think it was Gong. Because he lived in Redlands, but I believe he was born Redwood City. Yeah, he was born up north. Sort of. Yeah, it's close to the San Francisco Bay, isn't it? Yeah, that's the Ezekiel 17 parable prophecy. And so Gong can qualify for that one prophecy. Not even David Bednar. That's not the name. It's supposed to be the son of David, not David. And so, fascinating stuff. But now you can see how the Book of Mormon was specifically written in the learning of the Jews' manner of prophesying. And so I did a video also about Joseph Smith's brother Hiram with John Solomon Fulmer, because he was the only good guy in the jail, and he was telling him stuff that the other guys didn't know about, because Joseph Smith was hoping that they were asleep so that they would not hear, because the Danites escorted him to the jail and then left John Taylor and Willard Richards behind. And so Joseph made sure to preserve John Solomon Fulmer, and he was forced to have a token wife so that he could go with Desdemona Fulmer, as she became a post-death wife of Joseph. Post-death wife of Joseph. There are too many people who think Joseph was married to her prior to. My family line, we know the truth. Don't be listening to these liars out there who are trying to frame Joseph. That was Brigham who did that. You're believing Joseph or Brigham? You allow Brigham to get away with his crimes. He was the one who sex trafficked women. When you take them out of the country, that's sex trafficking. But anyway, I'm straying from Ishmael, aren't I? It was only supposed to be about Ishmael. But yeah, the two families, John Solomon Fulmer and Hiram Smith, would give birth to that future man, Mormon man like Moses, from section 103, verse 16, which comes from Deuteronomy's prophecy in chapter 18, verses 15 through 18, that everybody talks about, that Isaiah is referring to. Unto us a child is born, unto us a child is given, and government shall be upon his shoulders, and there will be a sign in the heavens, a virgin clothed with the sun, from John's Revelation. Yeah, they're all talking about that. Even Matthew in chapter 2, right at the very beginning, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem. No. You're talking about the sign in the heavens that everybody else is talking about. And that's the start of the ministry. I did that video for you. Nobody cares. I see the YouTube person is throttling the 5 angelic beliefs, views, whatever. But, you know, it was kicking butt. It's going up, and now all of a sudden it's tanking. They just will not leave me alone. They do not want you guys to know the truth.